What's up, guys? This is Casper here again from Xformatics, and welcome to another tutorial on the DCR portal. In this tutorial I'll be going over the basic functionality of the editor that you see here. As you've already seen in some of the first tutorials, uh, creating activities are pretty straightforward. You have a possibility of doing it with this button, or you can actually also do it under Insert, and a third option is to right click on the canvas, and from here you can choose Add Activity. This might seem kind of redundant, but it's actually pretty smart because it's been done to create an environment where you can work with the DCR portal in the way that suits the individual user, and we all have different ways of doing this stuff. So I think it's pretty great that there are these possibilities. But yeah, adding processes and activities are pretty straightforward. The difference between activities and processes are pretty fine-grained, and I won't go into detail with that in this tutorial, but I'll definitely make a tutorial on that later, where we discuss the differences between these two. So, going through these just real quick, we've already seen that you can import and export your graphs as XML or as images, and that you can import singular processes if you want to extend your current functionality. You can save, open. If you want extended functionality on your activity or processes, you can just create, let's call it, create. You do it like this if you want that, but yeah, that's just another way of creating either activities or processes. You also have your graph history revision and your simulation history. You have the insert, as I already showed you. Then you can edit resources, and that is mostly if you want to kind of change the metadata on your graph. I won't go any further into that either. You can simulate from here. Extensions aren't in place yet, but they will soon be, which will greatly expand the usability and functionality of DCR graphs. So that'll be really exciting, but that'll be in the future definitely. The option panel actually just refers to this panel you see over here to your right. And real quick, I'll go through these different icons as well. On the top, you can see activity options is already open, and this is again where I enter the metadata or the data which is readable by humans, so that we can navigate through these simulations. And here you can see you can decide whether it should this activity be included, executed already, pending. You can create a lot of logical structures in here, which also gives a great level of functionality. You can add a description, and you can go into creating different levels of scope. I won't go into that here either, but definitely in another tutorial as well. And here you actually kind of see the social part of the DCR graphs. If I'm creating collaboratively with my friend or colleague, I can write some sort of message for him. Please revise the latest changes to my graph. posted. So yeah, it looks kind of like Facebook in a way that you can kind of like your the comments, and it provides a nice and natural way of not just revising and reviewing the history of the creation of the process, but also all information that have been um, communicated back and forth between the collaborators on the project. Uh, yeah. So and we have a list of the simulations, and since I haven't created any simulations on this graph, well then it won't show any graphs. Um, from here I can collaborate. That would need for me. I would need to have a few friends at it before I can use this collaboration button. But if you do have added some friends, you can add them through here. And then lastly, but also very importantly, you can see your revision history, which I go into further detail actually on one of the previous tutorials. Um, Again, everything that we have actually already gone through, more or less is at the top. Filters, I won't go through that right now. Zoom is pretty straightforward. You can zoom in and out as well as you can do that, especially if you have a Mac. It's pretty easy to just kind of zoom in and out wherever you want. And you can see notifications if there are any. If you have been mentioned in a post, then you will see your notifications not only on this single graph, but on every graph. And from here I can see my dashboard, edit my profile, plugins which will come be available at a later point. Change password and log out. Pretty much the same stuff that you can do in similar environments on the web. So yeah, please post questions in the comments below if there's anything else you want me to cover, and otherwise I'll see you guys later.